Jai Hind and welcome to my class. Today's topic is based on three physical quantities which are interrelated to each other. First one is work, second one is energy, and third one is power. So, one by one, we'll try to understand all these physical quantities and how are they interrelated with each other. First of all, one piece of information I want to share here, that these all three physical quantities are scalar quantities. Means while dealing with these physical quantities, we don't have to care about direction. Only we have to care about measure the magnitude of these physical quantities, because scalar quantities does not have direction. So after this piece of information, today we are going to discuss firstly about work and different aspects related to work, and then in next classes we'll come to know about energy and then power. Okay, so starting for the topic work. Work is not at all a new word for you. Work, simply in Hindi we do काम. Now the word work, whenever we talk about the work in our brain, whatever we have understanding about work means somehow we have to perform some activity, and after completion of activity, the task, we believe that we have completed the work. This is our general life knowledge about work. But in science, the knowledge of work may be different than whatever meaning you are taking for the work in daily life. So, what is the perspective in daily life and what is the perspective in the world of science about work, that we will try to understand. Suppose your teacher has given 4 questions, 4 sums to be solved out. Then suppose you have completed 3 questions. So the teacher will say that you have not completed the work. Okay. So for the teacher, if you solve all the 4 sums, then he will consider that your task, your work has been completed. But do you think that the same meaning comes in the world of science also? So try to understand that there may be some differences in your understanding of the terminology work and the work which we understand in the world of science. Now, what science says about work, that we are going to understand first, and then try to find out whether your work and your work in the science are same or it is bit different. Science says that suppose an object is there with its mass and all, and a force is applied on it. And due to this force, if the body displaces in the direction of force, we have already come to know about force, the displacement. Displacement is the shifting of any object in a particular direction. So if this force causes displacement in the object in its direction, then according to science, it is said that force has done the work. One thing I want to make it clear here, that whenever we have to talk about work, then it is always to be considered that for which force work is being asked. Means for taking decision about work, you have to take care that for which force the work is being asked. So sometimes it happens that on an object there several forces are acting, but maybe only one force is capable of doing work. So you have to take care of that. This is a very important thing which you have to keep in your mind. While considering the work done, you have to take care that for which force the question is asking or the situation is there, which force is doing work. So it is very important that for which force we are calculating the work done or anything. So that you have to take care. So according to the science, when force is applied on any object and it displaces in the direction of the force, then we say that force has done the work. So now just compare that if you are completing 4 sums given by your teacher, and finally when you solve the 4th one, then you say that I have done the work. But for physics, it does not matter that you have solved 4 questions or 5 questions. In physics or in science, the work done is not done when the task is completed. Work done is done when you are writing, because when you are writing, you are applying force and you are displacing the pen. That means for every instant when you are applying force and displacing your pen or pencil, whatever writing material you have, that time the work is being done. So whether you solve 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions, or whatever number of questions, if you have been given 4 questions, it's your choice that you complete the 4. But when you start writing, from that moment only you have started doing work, because for that, from the very first sum, you are applying force and displacing the pen. Where will you stop? After how many sums you will stop? It's your choice. But the work is being done. So that if the teacher is saying after solving the 3 questions that your work is not complete or you have not done the work, is it right? For teacher, completing the 4 questions is a work. But for science, when you started writing, that means when you started applying force on the pen and displacing it, then only the work has started. Okay, and obviously more writing you are doing, more work you are doing, that is okay thing. But so teacher has different perspective for completion of work, and science a bit different. Sometimes your vision may be different, but actually the science says that force should be there, and due to that force, displacement should also be there in the object in the direction of force. So that is the definition of work. Now, so we have done with the defined part. Now we are going to understand the calculation related to work done. Now, the formula for calculation of work done is this. Work done is equal to F into F dot S cos theta. This is the main formula for calculation of work done. Now, on what are the factors the work done is calculated? Force, that means how much magnitude of force is being applied on the object. Then displacement, S stands for displacement, that means how much displacement has been done. And then cos theta, this is new term for you. So we will have a mathematical knowledge about this cos theta also, because without understanding this, you will not be able to calculate the work done in different situations. Because for different situations, we have to apply different formula based on value of cos theta. So better understanding can be possible if we have a better knowledge about some of the concept of mathematics. Okay, so we are going to discuss that also in brief. Now force is F for force, S for displacement. So we are going to understand what is cos theta, what is the use of cos theta here. Okay, so what is the use of cos theta, I will explain later on. What is cos theta, that we are going to understand in brief. In a right angle triangle, we have to move in the world of right angle triangle, A, B, C, where at B it is right angle. Now one fact about right angle triangle is there, that one angle will be always right angle and the rest of the two are always acute angles. So suppose at angle A, angle C, both are acute value, both have acute value. Now suppose I am taking this C as theta value. Theta is the name given for the angle. Now for this theta, which is acute, we give different names to the different sides of the triangle. The side which falls in front of this angle, acute angle, that we call perpendicular. The side which falls beside to it, just down to it, close to it, that we call base. And the side which falls in front of the angle, right angle, that we call hypotenuse. Now, for this theta angle, which is acute, we are getting three sides. Now, out of these three sides, taking two sides at a time, we make ratio. And these ratios are given some name. For example, if I take perpendicular to hypotenuse, this one will be the one of the ratio that we call name sine. If we take base upon hypotenuse, that we call cos in brief. Then if we take perpendicular upon base, that is called tan. And then we can take inverse also, that h by p, that we call cosec. Inverse of cos, that is h by b, is called sec. And inverse of tan, that is p by b, will be b by p, we call it cot. Now these are the 6 ratios. Only 6 ratios are possible. Now out of these 6, we have to focus on this. So if we take cos theta, so this means at particular angle, acute angle, what is the ratio of b by h, that is base upon hypotenuse. And for each angle, we get some value of cos, that I am going to write here, which is going to be needed by us for our calculation. So first of all, what is cos theta? If somebody asks, what is cos theta? So cos theta is a kind of constant for a particular acute angle. We get some value, and it is a trigonometrical ratio. This mathematics is called trigonometry, and these ratios are called trigonometrical ratios. So out of 6, our concern is to understand about cos. So cos is actually the ratio of base by hypotenuse, and cos theta means for particular angle, acute angle, what is the ratio coming for base and hypotenuse. And as I said, for different value of this angle, we get different value of cos theta. For example, if I take cos 0 degree, that will give me 1. If I take cos 90 degree, it will give me 0. If I take cos 180 degree, that will give me -1. And for every angle, some value is there. But since for our consideration, for our knowledge, these 3 value is sufficient to understand. In higher classes, you will come to know that how work done is calculated for different angles. Okay. So this is the mathematical knowledge which I wanted to share.